Can you hear me now? I think this should work. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? No voice. Okay, little glitch is happening here. For some reason, there is no voice. Normally, there is never a problem. I think you should be able to hear me now because I have done my settings, did what I had to do. Uh, Let me just see. Still no voice. Yeah, great, great, great. Good, good. So now you can see me. Great. I have a couple of people who have joined me on the YouTube live stream. Now, I normally have two streams. Two live feeds that I normally do. That is one on Facebook, which happens on Friday at every 5 p.m. That one is mostly about Stay Uncle and Stay Uncle questions and things like that. The other feed that I normally do is the YouTube feed, which happens every Tuesday. Today's Tuesday at 5 p.m. Today's a little late, so what I normally do over here is that I take relationship-based questions. I used to do that before on the Friday feed, but I decided let me just dedicate an entire channel on just, an entire feed on just relationship because I have a lot of people who write into me. They send me emails and I have these great questions that come to me and some real like everyday problems, people who sometimes don't understand who to share with, so they come to share with me. And naturally, they are anonymous folks. I don't like to name them because they like to keep their identities hidden. But I know that those of you who have asked me questions are online right now, so great. I'm so glad that you're here. Let's just hit it on straight. Now, this is the Stay Uncle crib. We are from New Delhi, the capital city. This is where it's all at. All the controversies, all the great things, all the devilry, all the tenderness, everything is here. So shall we start with the first question? This is a question that came from a 19-year-old. The gentleman came to me and asked, he wrote an email and he said, I can't seem to be getting girls. I think I'm decent looking, but every time I get to speak to them, I fumble up and make a complete ass of myself. So, Mr. 19-year-old, this is a very, very natural situation that not only men face, even women face. When I was 19, I didn't know how to talk to guys at all. I didn't know what to say, what's the correct thing to say. If guys would ask me out, I wouldn't even know how to respond. So I'd just be like, huh, whatever, okay, I guess. And then that was the end of it all. So, there are various ways of answering this question. Now, I could answer this question by saying, oh, be confident about yourself and all that jazz and all that. But I'm going to give you a practical solution. The practical solution is that sometimes there are certain ways in which you need to speak to women and behave with women. There are certain mannerisms that you need to polish. For that, you are on Stay Uncle TV. Go to the playlists. There is a video course that I did for all the guys out there, how to behave with women on a first date, how to talk to women and how to find out, to make conversations with them and, sort of find your way through the date. It's a 5-part series. It's a public playlist, so you can just go start yourself with the first episode. I touch on issues like your grooming, your communication, what is the body language you need to use, what kind of conversations you make, and even, when is the correct time to follow up on the girl after the first date. So these are the places, these are the videos that you can go look up. These will just equip you to make a decent conversation about yourself. Now, when it comes to saying things like, I think I'm decent looking, sweetheart, everybody is good looking, everybody is decent looking. Beauty is subjective. What might be beautiful and handsome to me might not be the same to the next girl. So please don't get caught up in these superficialities. What is really important is that what kind of wavelength you want to have with the girl you're speaking to. So head on to the YouTube playlist that I have made, the series that I have made, the course. And if you have any questions, you can email me at dikshi-auntie, that is DIKSHI dash AUNTIE @stayuncle.com. I'm just going to write down this email address on the live chat as well. So for those of you who want to write something to me, the email address is there. So ask me whatever you have to. Have a look at the course. Even during the course, if you have something to say, just shoot and I'll be happy to answer. Shall we take the next question? This person says, I have a feeling that one of my friends is trying to get fresh with my girlfriend, and I am regretting that I introduced him to her because she seems to be getting along well with him. This is a very real situation, my friend. Most of the guys and the girls have this kind of insecurities, perhaps. Now, it is not necessary that if your friend is acting fresh with the girl, with your girlfriend, she is going to respond in the same way. You have not written to me how long your relationship has been, what kind of vibe you guys share as a couple, what sort of an understanding you have. Assuming that everything is great and you've been dating for a reasonable while, please trust her and please make sure that these are not your insecurities that are playing up on you. Sometimes the insecurities create problems in your head. If you have, having said that, if you have any visual sort of concrete evidences or sort of examples where she's sort of where you know that he's actually acting fresh with her and she's sort of responding to it, then my suggestion to you would be, please confront her, but not in a, like, don't attack her and don't be rude or anything, or don't throw a fit. Just speak to her and tell her, this is what I'm observing. I know for a fact that he's getting fresh with you, and maybe you're not realizing it, or maybe even if you are, whatever your intentions are, please tell me. And I don't care, or I think that this is not correct and I don't like it. Just express yourself. I always encourage people, instead of throwing a fit and fighting and breaking up and doing all of that, just express yourself. Express yourself. Tell them your feelings. Be transparent. No matter what kind of reaction you're expecting to get from the other person. Sometimes women just tend to have an extreme reaction to everything you say because we're women. Still, express yourself. Just make sure that you don't make a complete ass of yourself while you go and tell her that, because maybe she knows that he's acting fresh and she's just trying to sort of brush him on the side, giving him the respect because he's your friend and you introduced him to her. So make sure, if you go to her, make sure you have all your facts clear, because if you doubt her intentions, that is going to backfire on you miserably. Trust me, if a guy would come to me and tell me, this guy's acting fresh and you're responding, I would not be responding well to that. And I will make sure I make his life hell for at least 2 days. How dare you question my integrity towards and loyalty towards this relationship. So please make sure of these things. Having said that, I have another question, which is sort of, it's not the same subject, but it is regarding trust. My partner doesn't let me see his phone. My God, 2017, technology, phones, anonymity, exposure. It is so easy to hide behind that screen and become somebody else. It is so easy to talk to people. It is so easy to talk to women. I think to answer to your question, I think there is always a certain amount of privacy that everybody should be given. Sure, you both trust each other, you both love each other. If he really wants to, betray you, if he really wants to stray, and if he really wants to, even if he really wants to fuck around, or if he really wants to have an affair, he will do it. He will not take your permission to do it. Uh, and I think everybody has their own set of friends who they share a different vibe with. I'm sure you also have your set of girlfriends who you share things with. Maybe there are some things that you would not like to share with your boyfriend. Maybe it's an advice that you're asking him. He said that, and I don't really understand what he said, and I'm about to confront him. And your girlfriend says, "No, don't confront him. This is what it might mean," and then you take a step back. It's not necessary that everybody has to share their passwords with each other. Great if you do, but please don't get offended, because everybody deserves to have their little sacred space where it's just them and their friends. Uh, my suggestion to you would be, please don't get crazy on this subject. Please do not pester him if he doesn't want to show. It doesn't really necessarily mean that he's trying to hide something. It just means that this is his space and he wants the space to himself. And please be reasonable and give him that space. And I'm sure that if you give him that space, he will not ask that space from you as well. He will not want to infiltrate that space. There is be infiltrate. So, Facebook passwords, phone passwords, email passwords, messenger passwords, WhatsApp log, this and that. Please have your own set of friends, have your own circle, let him have his own circle. Because this kind of distance only creates healthy environment. If he's too much into you, if you're too much into him, there will be a point where you'll be like, अब क्या बात करें, अब क्या एक दूसरे की शक्ल देखें, फिर वही शक्ल देख रहे हैं. Little bit of distance, little bit of space is always helpful. So it's healthy. I would suggest don't ask him for his password. Beyond a certain point, he's got his own thing going on, and you have your own thing going on. So please mind your business, at least to some extent, and hopefully he will too. If he doesn't give you his password, and if he comes and asks you, then please show him the middle finger. Because no, this is a two-way thing. If you are giving him the space, he has to give you the space as well. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि तुमने मांगा तो तुम्हें मना कर दिया, but तुम्हारा सब कुछ वो देखना चाह रहा है. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is unfair. And you have to put your foot down there. Okay? So there are many ways this thing goes. Let's see now. Next question. My boyfriend is not. Okay. My boyfriend is not getting intimate with me. I want to get intimate with him, but he keeps asking time. This is unusual, and I'm wondering what is up. Am I not desirable? Tricky. This is a very tricky situation. There can be many reasons, my dear, why he is uh, taking a step back from not getting intimate with you. Now, you have not told me again how long it has been since your relationship has begun. Is it a relationship? Are you dating? Are you in love? I have not got all this information. But I'm going to assume the safer side, that if you are sort of into each other and fond of each other. One reason maybe is that he wants to make sure that you are someone who can be trusted. Another unfortunate reason can be maybe he was into you and now he's not into you anymore. Another reason can be maybe he's also into someone else. Third reason is maybe he just wants to take it slow and he doesn't want to rush into things, and he just wants to sort of keep, give the relationship a good, healthy direction. Maybe he wants to get to know you more as a person, because sex is something that can easily happen. It'll take one night for you guys to decide and do it, but it takes a lot of effort to get to know each other. So maybe he's into you in that way. He wants to get mentally intimate with you first before physically intimate with you. Having said all of this, my logical suggestion would be, when the time is right and when he's approachable, You can ask him this question and just tell him how you feel. Don't ask him, perhaps. Even a better idea would be don't ask him, just tell him how you're feeling. Express yourself. Uh, you can just say that, I want to get intimate with you, and, maybe we can, try it and do it that day or this day or at that time. And if he still sort of backs out, then you can just tell him that I hope everything is okay. And is there any specific reason, like you want to take it slow, or this is what I'm feeling, that maybe I'm kind of feeling a little awkward that you physically you don't want to get intimate with me, which is unusual for guys because guys are the first ones who generally make the move naturally. So I'm not saying that women don't, but guys also do mostly. So express yourself, be transparent, don't hide your feelings, because what happens is it'll keep eating you up inside, and it'll come out in ways and means you don't want it to, and it'll be more damaging for the relationship if you hide your feelings. So always express yourself. Always express yourself. Every feed, like I said, every feed I tell people, please express yourself. Um, please tell them how you're feeling, because there is no greater strength in a relationship than being like this with each other when you talk, when you're on the same page. You might not always be on the same page, but most of the days it's good to be on the same page, generally speaking. So tell him how you're feeling. Tell him how it is affecting you. Tell him that you're probably wondering whether you're not desirable enough, and see how he reacts. If things change after you have this conversation, that's great. If things still don't change, then wait for a little while longer. And if things still don't change, then probably the guy's not into you. Straight. He's probably not into you. He probably might want to be breaking away from you, but he doesn't have the span in him to come and tell you that, sorry, it's not working out. So he's creating a situation where you will exit yourself. And to be honest, if that is the case, that's a very snide way to tell someone, and a very unfortunate way to tell someone to buzz off. So this is what I would tell them. This is what I would tell you. So here are the questions of today. It's almost time for me to go. If you have any further questions, if there are some questions that you would like me to answer, maybe if you have suggestions, if you have advice to give to the people who have just answered, you can send me an email at dikshi-auntie@stayuncle.com. This is StayUncle TV. I'm Dikshi Auntie. Please hit the subscribe button. Please subscribe to the channel. I keep coming online. I keep shooting videos. I'm doing an instructional course for the women. I have taken out an instructional dating course for men. Now I'm doing the same for the women. And new episodes will be out very soon, probably this week itself. So tune in until next Tuesday. I will see you guys again. And ciao from the StayUncle crib.